watch. It's officially that time. A number of college basketball programs hoping to win their way into the NCAA tournament field with a conference championship win. A few teams have already punched their ticket, with Drake being the latest team with a win over Bradley, but plenty of contenders are left with a chance to steal a bid with a conference championship win. Two more teams tonight will have that opportunity to go dancing. For much more on this, let's go ahead and welcome in our own Chip Patterson for more. Chip, it's great to see you. Let's go ahead and start with the SoCon Championship tonight between Wofford and Furman. What are you watching for in this one?
Oh, this would be awesome. I mean, when you get a rivalry game to determine a spot in the NCAA tournament, it does not get much better. So Wofford and Furman ended up splitting the regular season series. They each won on each other's home courts. But when I'm looking at this matchup, it is about some of the X's and O's. It is about some of the adjustments, because all season long, Wofford has been a great rebounding team. And in this SoCon tournament in particular, they have also added great three-point shooting on top of that. And the reason why I say X's and O's is that Furman had a lot of success against Wofford by playing a zone defense. Now, what's a great way to be able to break up that zone? It is by letting it rain from down low. And when you play a zone defense, you leave yourself susceptible to offensive rebounds. So Wofford, even as the slight dog, I think Wofford is the play here. It is the offensive rebounding against Furman's zone D that gets it done. I've got Wofford going on to the NCAA tournament.
All right, Wofford and Furman set to tip off tonight, by the way, 7 p.m. SoCon Conference tournament game. Let's go ahead elsewhere tonight. The Sun Belt Conference Championship between Arkansas and Troy with an automatic bid on the line. Who do you have the most confidence in this one?
This is going to be Arkansas State, and the key words are battle tested, because Arkansas State has had a much tougher road to make it to the championship game than Troy has. And what they've done is they've played these close games against good teams. Marshall, South Alabama, much better than the path that Troy has taken. They've won close games. Troy, on the other hand, against worse competition, won by 26 and 19 points. I just don't think we've seen Troy sweat the way that Arkansas State has. And so Troy not really being a great shooting team, Troy really needing to get it a little ugly to be able to win, try to muck it up with the inside game. I think Arkansas State, which is a little bit better, especially on the offensive side, a little bit better of a shooting team. I think the battle testedness and the fact that I trust them more to go get buckets in clutch situations is why I've got Arkansas State winning the rubber match after splitting the regular season series. Red Wolves onto the big dance.
All right, let's go ahead and pick some more winners for who will be crowned conference champ, and we start with the SEC. Who do you got, Chip?
Give me the Gators. So many great options, but with Florida, you've got a team that has a lot of different ways that they can beat you. They are not an elite three-point shooting team, Jordan, but they have about 5 or 6 guys that all can hit the three at about a 35, 36, 37% clip. They can beat you up inside with some bigs that can stretch the floor, and the senior guards, the experience and leadership you get from Walter Clayton, Elijah Martin, and Will Richards. So many interchangeable pieces. You can just kind of ride the hot hand. I just love Florida's versatility. And remember last year, Todd Golden got this team all the way to the SEC tournament title game before they fell short to Auburn, taking out Alabama and A&M along the way. I think that same coaching staff can get this year's team all the way to cutting down nets.
All right, Gators fans very happy, including our own Jacqueline D'Agostino. Let's go ahead and get to the Big 12 here. All season long, we've given praise and focused primarily on the play in the SEC and Big 10, but not to be slept on is this Big 12 conference and really the depth in it. There are some contenders here, but who's your pick for Big 12 champ, Chip?
Oh, Jordan, let's go value play here, okay? Ain't nobody going to love taking Houston at the top of the board at plus 105, because I see an Iowa State team that is mispriced and an Iowa State team that is misseeded. That's because Iowa State, when they have had their full 8-man rotation healthy, they are 20-2 on the season. The only losses are to Auburn in Maui and against BYU in overtime. If even one player is missing from this lineup, as has been often throughout the season, they are 3-6. Now they are fully healthy here at the end of the season, and Iowa State is the reigning Big 12 tournament champs. You will remember TJ Otzelberger led this crew all the way to cutting down nets in last year's Big 12 tournament. They thrashed Houston in the title game. And so Iowa State has a seed that carries all of those losses they had when they were banged up. They've got a rating that carries all of those losses. But I think the Iowa State we get on the floor in the Big 12 tournament is much closer to the group that won the Big 12 tournament a year ago.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing that. Let's get to the Big East here, where currently the Johnnies are the current favorite to win the Big East. But is that your pick, Chip?
Yeah, I mean, who are you going to bring out and convince me that they are going to outlast Rick Pitino and St. John's in Madison Square Garden in the Big East tournament? I mean, the rest of this league is just filled with flaws right now. It is very difficult for me to be able to look at that even UConn, the two-time reigning national champs, with Danny Hurley telling our own 60 Minutes, quote, half of his team is already starting to look at the transfer portal. Creighton, another team that we thought that, with some of the injuries, they might be lost in the sauce. Marquette has been very inconsistent since 2024 turned to 2025. St. John's doesn't have a great three-point shooting team. St. John's does not have a style that is always aesthetically pleasing, but they know who they are. It's how the Johnnies got the Big East regular season title, and it's how I think the Johnnies are going to get the Big East tournament title as well, because much like some of the Rick Pitino Louisville teams that we had at the beginning of the 2010s, this is a group that is so good defensively and so tough offensively that they can make up for the lack of three-point production, and I think that they can do it in this tournament.
One thing I'm not going to do is bet against Rick Pitino, especially if he's walking out in an all-white suit like he did before. Doesn't seem like a good play there. Let's lastly get here to the Big Ten tournament. Right now, Michigan State, the current betting favorite at plus 260, and you're rolling with the Spartans. Tell me why.
Because of the way the bracket breaks down, Jordan. I mean, this is one where I think it is important to go and find the teams that you think are the most dangerous. If it's not Sparty, the regular season champs, then I'm going to be looking to Maryland and I'm going to be looking to Illinois. And if you look at the Big Ten tournament bracket, they both fall on the opposite side of Michigan State, and they both have to play each other. And so if Maryland or Illinois, one's going to knock the other out already, then you have to think that that's going to make it even more likely that Michigan State's going to be able to take care of business. But some of the inconsistencies we've seen from the likes of Purdue and Michigan and even Wisconsin with some of that defense for the Badgers coming down the stretch, it's just really tough for me to see them being able to get ahead of a Michigan State team. So not my favorite play, since we are taking the favorite and there are so many great teams in the Big Ten. But again, because of the way the bracket breaks down, I think Sparty's got a great chance to be able to emerge as the title winner, that with so many of those other teams having to play each other.
All right, we'll see how it all plays out. Let the madness begin. Chip Patterson, always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. Brackets are back, and you can get in on the madness today on the CBS Sports app. Run a pool with friends or enter our men's and women's challenges for a chance to win a new SUV and trips to the 2026 Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app or visit cbssports.com/brackets to sign up.